Ladies and gentlemen, now today we're going to be having a bit of a chat about the upcoming featured 5-star hero crystal that's arriving next week in Marvel Contest of Champions on Tuesday. You know, we got the other 18 champions announced because they always kind of follow suit of the last 6 featured champions, and 5 out of 6 of those champions, man, are absolute bangers. And myself and a lot of people have been hoarding for this next 5-star featured, so a lot of people were very keenly waiting on the other 18 champions, and there's just, looking at the other 18, man, there's just so many champions that are just so meh characters that you look at and you're like, in half the scenarios they're just not really going to do anything, they're going to stay on the bench, and the other half of scenarios you're like, okay, these champions are alright, they've got 1 or 2 uses, but you don't really want to pay 15,000 shards for them. I think out of all the 24 champions, there are 7 characters that for most people are kind of worth paying 15,000, the 5,000 extra for, and that is Havoc, Mr. Sinister, Nick Fury, Thing, Ghost Rider, Medusa, and Captain Marvel. But I wouldn't say any of the other 17 champions are really champions you want to see pop up if you're spending like 15,000 additional shards. So I think kind of the wider gamble on this one, unless you're interested in one of those brand new featured champions, it's just not really a crystal that I don't think a lot of people is going to be worth going for, just because the basics just got better and better and better. And if we have a look at the comparative spectrum of the game and all these insane champions like Archangel, Domino, Mega Red, Magic, Blade, Aegon, Corvus, Hyperion, Starknight, Spider-Man, Ghost, Void, Captain America, Infinity War, Quake, none of these champions in here apart from old Medusa there. And again, you're missing a lot of the god tier champions. No Iceman, Emma Frost, Sabretooth, no Voodoo, Symbiote Supreme, Morning Star, no Gwenpool, Venom the Duck, Proxima Midnight, Star-Lord, Darkhawk, Sentinel, She-Hulk, Gladiator Hulk, and you're missing a ton of demigods as well. And then aside from that, there's just a lot of really like meh stuff, because Ultron, he's alright, mate. You've got double immunities there. Cyclops is, just a bit rubbish at the moment. Not really a champion you want to see pop out of a 10k, let alone a 15k there. Black Panther's kind of well behind in the skill class. Same with Rhino in the science class. He's not doing too much. Very similar situation with Mordo. The only time maybe you want to see a Mordo at the moment, 6-star one, isn't too bad for Alliance War defense, because at least he starts at a reasonable level and doesn't need to be awakened there, so he can be alright as a 6-star. But the 5-star man just isn't doing a huge amount for, people at a high level there. Kamala, I actually would not mind getting one Kamala dupe. I don't really want to get her out of a crystal that I've paid 15k for, and I just really want her for a bit of fun, to be honest, man. Civil Warrior, just absolute naff there. Cable, just nobody's interested. Hawkeye's, not a bad power control champion. He's fairly decent, arguably worth the 15k to some people, but again, you'd much prefer him out of a 10k than a 15k. Miles Morales, just, don't really want to see him pop up, man. Then you've got Hood as well. Hood can be, alright for some players with all his utility, man, and has some good matchups against the champion, and also probably a Nihilist this month as well. Ronan can be, useful for all sorts of bits and bobs where there are lots of buffs to exploit. Maybe might be good for the future of Stuff and Act 6 as well, but again, you'd rather get him from a 10k. Same thing with Yondu, man. Yondu's alright, but he's certainly not the best tech champion out there. Havoc, happily pay 15k for Havoc, man. He is proper sick. Kingpin, a little bit meh as well. Then we've got Sentry, a little bit, a little bit meh as well. Not the best champion in the world. Super cash grabby awakened ability as well. Green Goblin, I'd love to get Green Goblin out of a 10k, but I don't really want to spend 15k for Green Goblin. And then Diablo, mate, you just don't want to see Diablo. Maybe out of a 10k for a bit of a fun rank up and gameplay video, but you don't really want to spend 15k. So now, in terms of my stash, man, I am personally going to be going for this crystal, because I've got a bit of a wish list, and this is my stash at the moment, just to show you lads. We are probably going to be opening 15 of these crystals on Tuesday, and we're going to do it live. It's going to be hopefully a pretty exciting opening, and this is the kind of wish list that I've got together for that opening. So I'm looking for 2 times Nick Fury, 2 times Thing, And then I'm looking to awaken Captain Marvel, Havoc, and Mr. Sinister. So out of 15 crystals, man, it's a little bit ambitious. If I can get, you know, 4 or 5 of these, I'm going to be a very, very happy man. If I can get all 7, man, if I can complete the wish list, I'm going to be over the moon, boys. But as long as we get, you know, let's say a good 3 to 4 of these, it would be a really, really good time. And also, we got an awakening gem for Nick Fury, so I guess we didn't have to awaken him. And Thing, he doesn't necessarily need to be awakened as well. But I'd really like to awaken Captain Marvel and Havoc. Those two are really, really big for me. And I just want to pull Nick Fury and Thing, man, because they're bangers of a champion. I really like both of them. And Mr. Sinister, I just love to have him awakened as well. So yeah, just because of my roster and at the moment, boys, we are going to be going for the gamble next Tuesday. But let me know what you think of the brand new featured 5-star crystal. I think, you know, considering so many of these champions do benefit reasonably significantly from their awakened abilities, I just don't think it's a featured crystal that I would widely recommend. I would say still for the average player, stick to the 10k crystals. I think this is a bit of a step down in terms of the general pull from the previous 5-star featured hero. So it's just a bit rubbish to see them, you know, putting in champions like Cyclops, Black Panther that they haven't updated in like such a long time. So yeah, a little bit disappointing there, man. I think they could have definitely put some much nicer champions in this pool. But anyway, lads, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Aside from that, we will see you on Tuesday for that live 5-star featured opening, lads. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So yeah, if you did enjoy this breakdown today, feel free to smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.